Good clap.
I say good clap. Everybody likes it to clap.
Everybody likes it.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to episode 636 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, January 15th, 2019. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
And from the great state of Washington, Mr. Filthy of Altalo.
Hi there, everybody.
You know, I just realized.
Oh, boy.
This episode is like one day after your birthday. So you're getting 1 year older.
One day before my birthday. What are you talking about?
Say.
Well, now it's one day before your birthday. This episode will be the 15th. It'll be one day after.
We will officially
saying
somehow time folds over onto itself, and we have skipped my birthday.
We have.
We are recording this the day before my birthday. It is released the day after.
Uh-huh.
And
from our past to your future.
Yeah.
Right into it. Yeah.
But you know what? You know what's even more interesting?
Well, I mean, I think it's worth pointing out that we recorded our first episode of the year a whole year in advance.
That's true.
Yeah, we did. We did do that. Yeah.
Now, you know what? You know what the real interesting part is?
What's that?
This episode 636, is being released on January 15th, 2019.
Yeah.
The 100th anniversary of the Great Boston Molasses Flood.
Oh,
were you aware of it?
Wow, I was aware of the flood.
Heard of it.
So today,
it sounds like the only good thing you could do with molasses.
What, kill 21 people?
I meant flood a city, but I really wasn't going for the death side of things.
Yeah.
But.
So 100 years, if you are listening to this on January 15th, 21
Yeah, slow down there.
What about 2119?
21,119.
If you're listening to this 2119, thank you so much for supporting our great-grandchildren.
My goodness. Now, 100 years ago today, a giant storage tank in Boston, Massachusetts, USA, burst, sending million gallons.
That's a lot of gallons. Gallons go, a million is a lot.
Actually, that number may be made up. Let me see.
I don't believe it could possibly be made up.
You know what? 2.3 million.
Okay.
Wow, that's even more than a million.
Yeah. 2.3
That's more than 2 times a million
gallons of molasses dumped onto the streets of Boston.
Hot molasses too. Piping hot.
I don't know if it was hot.
Oh, if it was hot, that would be worse, right? Because I mean, if you got into that, you pretty much
Well, they say, slower than molasses in January.
Not so much.
Molasses in January, when you have 2.3 million gallons of it, travels at about 35 miles an hour. Killing 21 people, injuring 150.
Damn.
Horses became so
perturbed.
So stuck in the goo. They had to put the horses down because there was no way to free them. It was lifting buildings off their foundation. So
this was Hacker Alias last place 09 in the chat say that's a lot of molasses. Guy watching the molasses 100 years ago. I didn't mean to laugh at the dying horses. I read that at the same time.
Surely
that's gotta hoit.
Surely I can walk out of the way of this.
That's terrible.
I mean, it's molasses.
Take
but
car.
So happy anniversary, Boston.
Damn.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Good times.
There we go. Good time. Great times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should we do some news?
When I was a kid, I hated molasses.
Well,
now
really?
You cook things with molasses and they're good, but
I'll tell you what. If you lived in Boston about 100 years ago,
Yeah,
I bet you would have hated it more. Oh boy! Now that's what I call
a lot of molasses.
A sticky
Nope.
situation.
Not going with you on that one.
And that's our show for this week. Thanks.
Too easy.
For joining in.
All right. Should we get into some news? I think so.
Okay.
Good. Bungie, Bungie.
Bungie, the cords that are used to jump off bridges.
That's right. They made the Halo.
That's the only thing they're used for, weirdly enough, like strange business to.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not as many return customers as you'd want in that situation.
Well, ideally, they're all returning
customers. Because,
when
they're, because they will come eventually they're going to wear out. And when they wear out, like, how do you know when it's time to buy a new one?
The people of cords.
How do you discover it?
I would imagine that before they ship the cords to market, they've probably done extensive testing on them. And determined, after X number of
jumps,
these start to lose their elasticity.
Will no longer hold a human body or a mattress to the top of your car.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they just developed them and said, "Okay, ship them," without any. We're gonna tether people to these, shove them off bridges, and we'll just, you know what? We'll let fate decide.
Well, you could say that Bungie is jumping away from Activision.
Then they'll spring right back. That's the nature of the cord. So you're saying, that's a great analogy. Please look forward to about 6 months from now when Bungie goes crawling back to Activision saying,
no.
Please. Our Oni 2 did not take off the way we had
Oni 2. Wow. People forget Oni and how atrocious that game was.
I've never actually played it. Was it not good?
I remember. I think I reviewed it.
I reviewed it too. It was bad. Really? I didn't like it.
That's too good
at all. But anyway, Bungie is parting ways with Activision, and they are keeping Destiny.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So if you'll remember, much like with Halo, they had been purchased by Microsoft, and they split with Microsoft and kept nothing.
Why, it's exactly the same.
Exactly the same. No.
What does that say about Destiny that Activision didn't
fight want it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe
they've got Overwatch and World of Warcraft.
But Destiny 2 Forsaken, the expansion that came out last fall, did not meet Activision's sales expectations.
Okay, there you go.
Which I'm sure means it was a runaway success, but the expectations were ridiculous.
That's probably accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. So they're parting ways with Activision, and they have more plans for Destiny in the future, and that they're going to be talking about, and that's exciting.
They haven't gone into any specifics.
No specifics, but they are continuing along their roadmap, including like seasonal updates and whatnot that they've been doing.
To Destiny 2.
To Destiny 2. Okay. That's right.
They're not just like saying, okay, we're just diving into 3. They're going to continue supporting 2.
That is what they said. More content on their existing roadmap, plus new announcements. Exciting announcements.
Oh, wow.
What's beyond?
What's the best kind of announcements?
Exciting
announcements are the ones you don't really care for.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
Cool.
Neither of you play Destiny.
I played the first one and realized, because I was like, ooh, on always online Halo, I think I'm going to love this. And then I played it, but I was really wrong about that. I don't love this at all.
I think you would actually like Destiny 2 quite a bit more, just because it has better story through line.
Wisdom from the Moon?
Better story through line, I'm going to say, than the original did.
Okay.
So, and it's like super cheap now. You can get it on sale for a couple bucks.
Is that do you have to pay for that, like a fee or monthly fee or anything for that, or is it?
No.
Once you own, okay.
Once you own it.
I believe I have Destiny 2 on PC. I think they gave it away for free.
They gave it away at one point, yes.
Yeah.
They did. That's true. Yeah.
Free's a good price.
Free is a good price.
Yes.
All right. Ubisoft announced this week that they are launching the Division 2 on Epic's storefront and not Steam.
Epic's the California Games people?
No, Epic Games.
Man. California Games is coming back.
No, summer games and winter games.
Oh, come on.
Those are the good ones.
Which one had the hacky sack in it?
California Games, of course.
That game was unplayable.
What?
California Games was unplayable.
Maybe if you were bad at it. What were you playing it on?
I don't remember.
Apple
You
II.
don't remember.
Genesis, Lynx, Commodore 64.
Commodore 64, top-notch California Games.
Mm.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Ubisoft forgoing Steam, releasing on the Epic Games Store instead.
Oh.
We're starting with the Division 2 and more titles in the future. So very interesting. And of course, they're also launching it on their own store. The whole
Yes.
Uplay thing, they have their own thing.
God, that's still around?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the first like big AAA publisher to go with Epic and not Valve.
Yep.
Pretty interesting time in 2019 with
We'll
these
hear more from Valve about, more changes.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something, right?
I would think.
You have Epic doing an 88% revenue split to developers. They've got to do something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, we got the January games for Nintendo Switch Online announced.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
got
what's something
two.
you wrote this week?
I don't think they came out this week.
No,
Or
16th.
16th. Yeah.
To
Legend of Zelda 2.
commemorate the Great Boston Molasses Flood.
Clearly.
They didn't want to release it on the 15th out of respect
Clearly.
for the citizens of Boston.
Right.
Zelda 2 Adventure of Link, and not quite in time for your birthday, but Blaster Master.
It's pretty darn close.
Pretty
Somebody
darn
on
close.
Twitter, because anybody who's played this, like when Nintendo releases new games on their service, it's always like on the top row of the tile interface. You don't see what they are, and then they flip to reveal themselves.
Yeah, they're like in a birthday present.
Somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, please let the Blaster Master one flip twice to reveal Blaster Master and then Anticipation." Which would be so amazing.
Which would be perfect.
I love it.
Oh man.
Probably not gonna
Pretty
happen.
small audience you're really, playing to there, but
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they'll really enjoy that joke.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Really enjoy it. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about if we're getting any sort of SP games this month, like we did.
I'm super excited about Zelda 2. I want to sit down and play Zelda 2 some more again. I may play it on stream just to play through it. I know people don't like that game, but I love that game.
I don't like that game. I'll watch you play through it though.
Love that game.
The game's got some weird. I like Zelda 2, but it's got some weird balance issues.
It's got some weird difficulty spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I get it. It's tough. It is tough. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I played through it when I was a kid. I didn't really have any problems.
Yeah, well, we
There's
played
some
through all
spots.
sorts of games when we were kids.
Pardon me?
We played through all sorts of games when we were kids.
True.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
Yeah,
Played through that.
I never played that.
We'll take it back.
No.
Get the right game, Mom.
Can't wait
If that
till
is your
I'm old
real
enough to
name.
move out.
One of these days, I'm going to tell the internet about this, and then you'll be sorry.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great story on a podcast in about 20 years.
Oh man.
And in PlayStation news,
Mm-hmm.
so the PS4 has now sold over 100 million units.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of units.
That's pretty big news.
Where
But
does that sit in the hierarchy of sold systems? Do we know? Like
it's not as much as PS2 yet, but I think this might be more than
that's
PS3.
Oh yeah.
PS2
sounds
obviously is huge.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm looking up. Keep going.
okay, and the bigger story here, I think,
Mhm.
is that Spider-Man has sold 9 million units.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of units.
It is a lot of units.
So super congrats to Insomniac and to friend of the show Brian Intihar
Yeah.
For selling that many. That's huge.
You know, it was Brian's job
Mm.
to actually burn each one of those copies.
That's right.
Yeah, that was actually
it took him several
creative
months.
director.
Yeah, he was at the Insomniac server. He had his Blu-ray reader writer drive. He had to pop each disc in, close it up, click the copy button.
So I don't know how old these numbers are. Let me see what the date on this is.
Not going to VG charts, are you?
I don't know. It's the first thing that popped up. So the numbers I have are PlayStation 2 at 155 million.
Okay.
DS at 154.02.
Wow.
Game Boy and Game Boy Color 118.6.
They combined those two?
They did.
Okay.
Which seems unfair.
Yeah.
PlayStation 102.5 million and Wii 101.6 million. So it's
big.
It's coming up on top 5
Wow.
of all time, and it's catching up to the original PlayStation.
Wow, pretty cool.
Pretty excellent.
Where does the Wonder Swan sit on that list?
It's only a top 5.
Oh,
Wonders.
Number 6, maybe 7.
Well, I'll go to Wikipedia and see what it says.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, and that's it for news. So we can go straight into what we've been playing.
This week, I took a trip over to Medieval Times. I don't know if you guys have been.
I love Medieval
I've been
Times.
To Medieval Times restaurant.
Medieval Times, yes.
Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I know. I sadly I had a flash drive that I'd accidentally left there. It had all my backups of the Player One podcast episodes.
Yeah, some sensitive information there, I'm sure.
Yeah, some really kind of top secret, featured guests. We want to have, our trademark comedy bits.
Yeah,
that we've been workshopping. Next year's Christmas song.
Not to mention
on there.
Not to mention all the contact data for our shareholders.
Oh well, that's yeah.
I feel like this is a reference that I'm just going right over.
How are you not getting this?
Wait,
reference?
you're what?
You're in charge of the news.
Didn't hear this. What?
You didn't hear about Randy Pitchford?
No.
Oh my God!
Please tell me. Please
Phil,
tell me.
Where have
please
you
regale us?
Where
I
have
did
you
not hear
been
this.
the past couple days?
I don't know, but I didn't hear
It's like this week's been like a return to fat babies. That's what this story's like.
Really?
How have you just not been on the internet for the past 2 days?
No,
I'm just gonna say,
Yeah,
I've been pretty busy this week.
yeah.
And I know this story.
You heard this.
Yeah, Greg. If anyone on this show has an excuse, it's Greg.
Well, I saw the story, something about the former legal counsel or whatever. I didn't.
That's the story.
That's the story.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the boring part of the story.
That's the boring part. Okay. What?
So the guy, the former legal counsel,
Yeah.
who I think they might be suing. Gearbox is suing this guy.
Yes, they were suing him for
they're suing him.
apparently there was a lot of expenses that were like personal expenses and loans taken against the company credit card, things like that.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Now this guy is countersuing. Is he? I don't know if is he suing Randy or is he suing Gearbox?
Might be both.
Okay, but the accusation is that
Lurid.
well, what's great is the accusation that everyone is forgetting is that Randy is being accused of. I am no lawyer, so this terminology may not be accurate, but embezzling.
Yes,
potentially.
He's accusing him of a lot of different things.
Yeah. One of which is embezzling, and again, that may not be the proper verb there, but embezzling $12 million from the company that would have otherwise
borrowed against revenue or borrowed against royalties from Take-Two product.
Oh,
Is
really?
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. It was supposed the way it was listed was a well, hang on a sec here.
Okay.
Let's just bring up
the thing to remember here, CJ, is that Randy Pitchford stealing $12 million is the detail that everyone's forgetting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. That's the detail. The theft of $12 million is is the one that everyone just kind of ignores.
Okay.
Because that's not the interesting part of the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other...
There's apparently some medieval times action going on.
Yeah. So the original allegation from Gearbox about Max Calendar, I think is his name, which is
that's
an amazing
Wade
Calendar.
What's his name?
Wade Calendar.
That's not as good.
So they alleged that he borrowed money from Gearbox for a home loan and tuition that was never paid back in full, and that he abused the privilege of credit card access by charging unapproved, wholly personal expenses. These are great, including family vacations, gun club memberships, and firearms accessories, and trying to get 6-pack abs. That was the original.
Now this is
That's
Gearbox suing the lawyer.
Calendar.
Okay,
and also accused him of destroying evidence of the home loan agreement he made with the studio.
Okay. Did he also destroy evidence of the abs?
I've been destroying evidence of the abs for 30 years.
He's just letting himself go now.
So then, the lawsuit from Calendar against Gearbox and I guess Pitchford, that in 2016 Pitchford struck a deal to receive a personal secretive executive bonus of $12 million to be paid directly to Pitchford through an entity called Pitchford Entertainment Media Magic LLC.
Yeah.
Was advance on royalties that would otherwise go to Gearbox staff. So that's the piece that everyone's forgetting.
Okay. He stole $12 million from his employees.
There are other allegations.
Okay. Now it's important. It's important to keep in mind here, CJ. You may have heard the little dummy corp that the $12 million went into.
Media Magic.
Media Magic. Yeah.
Keep in mind that Randy Pitchford is fancies himself a bit of an amateur magician.
That's what I've heard.
Yes. He's very much into magic.
I did know that.
So
I did know that much.
He's friends with Penn Jillette. You know that? Yeah, he's been on Penn's podcast a couple times.
Yep.
So
Calendar's most lurid allegation against Pitchford is an accusation surrounding an event that he says occurred in 2014. This is by the way, a story from Jason Schreier. I don't know if I ever say his name right.
Kotaku.
Yeah.
Calendar says that Pitchford left a USB drive in a Dallas, Texas restaurant, which was medieval times, containing sensitive corporate documents for Gearbox and its partners, including 2K Games, Sega, Sony, Microsoft, and others. Says the lawsuit. Upon information and belief, Randy Pitchford USB drive also contained Randy Pitchford's personal collection of underage pornography. So the best part about this is,
God,
that's great.
Why do you take a USB drive to medieval times at all?
My favorite thing about this is there was immediately a response, which accompanied Wood's like, these are crazy allegations.
Right.
Hours after the publication of this story, Ars Technica tracked down a magic podcast on which Pitchford had appeared last year around the same time.
And whose podcast was this?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm just reading the story here.
It turns out
it's not Penn Sunday School.
It's not Penn Sunday School, but it is Piff the Magic Dragon.
I figured it was probably Piff.
Randy Pitchford was on Piff's podcast and admitted that he did.
Yes, so he says around this time he was saying that described his enjoyment of cam girl pornography and explained that he had saved a porn video of a cam girl on said memory stick before it was lost.
Now he did not say, and this is important, Randy did not admit to having anything underage.
No. And he actually calls that out, that she was not underage.
I believe the term was barely legal.
Barely legal.
Which I will point out is legal. Barely legal is legal.
Mm-hmm.
The best part about this is this, by the way, that's still not probably the most lurid part here.
Yeah.
Calendar has also accused Pitchford of holding parties in which adult men have reportedly exposed themselves to minors to the amusement of Randy Pitchford. And they call these peacock parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's been Gearbox this week.
Okay.
So and as Randy on Piff's podcast, you can go back and listen.
I'm not reading. The description is in here what he actually said, which is hilarious.
It's not family friendly.
But I'm not reading it on here.
Yeah. There are details. Randy goes into explicit detail CJ.
Oh no.
As
Oh,
to why
No.
he was saving the
Yeah.
videos.
My favorite quote. I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to say why he says this, but the quote from the podcast is, "That's not a sex worker. That's an effing magician."
Yeah. And of course, I mean,
love
you're censoring yourself a bit there with effing. But yeah, Randy was convinced that the acts that the woman was performing was some sort of sleight of hand.
Gotcha.
Sleight of liquid.
Oh,
I guess.
God.
Well, I mean, read the details, CJ, but it's sleight of liquid. But yeah.
Anyway,
So he,
of course, want to call out again all
Yeah.
allegations, although Pitchford did admit to losing a USB drive that had a porn video on it around the same time.
Yes.
So
Right.
that part has been
confirmed.
Yeah.
On Piff the Magic Dragons. Piff
I knew it.
Another podcast becomes evidence.
Yeah.
Not ours.
Not ours yet.
I just hope this eventually escalates to the courts, and that Piff is called to the stand, because I really want to know if he's going to show up in the suit.
Oh my God.
That would be pretty amazing.
If he approaches the stand in the suit holding Mr. Piffles
Wow.
to explain what Randy said on his show.
Okay.
So how did you miss that? I mean, what a wacky story.
We need to talk about the job you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I missed it. I didn't miss part of it. I saw it, but I didn't think we would talk about it on the show because you guys normally don't actually read those types of stories.
We very much read these type of stories.
Okay.
What?
Well, I will keep that in mind when that comes up.
Magic tricks and cam girls. That's
all you think about.
That's our wheelhouse, my
Okay.
friend.
Wow.
Yeah. There was no way I was not reading that story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then.
Gee whiz.
Should we now get to what we've been playing?
Gee willikers, fellas.
Oh gosh.
Greg, let's start with you.
I'm playing a lot of Ninja Gaiden this week.
Yeah.
Like the old NES one.
Yeah, the old NES one. And that's because it's on the NES service on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd heard that Zelda 2 is coming. And
you were like, let me get all the difficult games out of the way.
I believe that it must be already live in Japan, because there was somebody on Twitter talking about playing Zelda 2 on the Switch.
Yeah.
And so I went on hoping it was there, but it wasn't. And of course, Ninja Gaiden was in the last round.
Mm-hmm.
I was just, I'm going to play some Ninja Gaiden. And then I just fell into the trap of playing it. And of course, with save states,
right,
makes the game, not that game wasn't playable. That game's extremely playable. I mean, it's for as unfair as the enemy attacks can be, it's very fair with his checkpoint system.
Ninja Gaiden is an outstanding game.
Yeah, and it's unlimited continues, right?
Yeah.
So, and of course, if you get to a rough, if I was getting to a rough spot, I would use a save point every now and then. So,
I thought it was unlimited continues until like the last stage.
Maybe it is.
Right? Yeah. I think if you get to the final boss and die, they send you back like 2 stages. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm in the final stages now of that game, and it is like, it very much reminds me of the first Ninja Gaiden. Very much reminds me of Mega Man in that it's super difficult the first time you play it. Like you kind of get into those situations where you're thinking like, I don't know that I'm ever going to get any good at this.
Right.
But then the more you play it and you realize that the control in that game is so responsive and so precise. It's just a joy to play. Like and it doesn't hurt that it has really great graphics, has an amazing soundtrack.
Oh yes.
One of the best soundtracks on the NES, like hands down. So I just sort of found myself playing it. So playing a lot of that this week. And the main reason why I was on my Switch is because Outrun came out. So Outrun, one of my favorite games of all time, one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
And of course, this is a conversion done by M2. It seems like it's pretty much a conversion of the game, the 3DS conversion, because it's got the same. Seems like you're unlocking all the same special abilities if you want them. But of course, you can play it on the Switch now, and you can play it in widescreen, and it's just one of those amazing M2 ports. Yep. It's got really cool music selections. I mean, for me, the three main tracks are still Outrun to me.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of different music options in there that are interesting to at least play with.
Is it a conversion of the Genesis game or the arcade?
No, it's arcade.
It is the arcade.
Although I think it would be so great to have a version of the Genesis game in there, just for comparison's sake more than anything else. I mean, sure. It's good for a Genesis conversion from like 1990 or 91.
Right.
But it's not anywhere. It doesn't hold a candle to the arcade game.
Right.
So I'm playing a bunch of that. And of course, the nice thing is that because it's an M2 conversion, they give you all the different settings. Like if you set it to the easiest level, which I didn't realize this, I was checking it out, and I realized that if you play it on the easiest level, there's no traffic.
Oh, really?
So you're literally just learning the courses. And you can set the timer all the way up to like 99 seconds for every level. And so you can really fiddle with it and just enjoy it, which is, I love that. I mean, I love that in general to make games accessible, especially older games. But I really love that in something like an Outrun, because to me, even though Outrun can be very difficult, it always felt like it wasn't supposed to be that difficult.
Right.
It was supposed to kind of be a nice drive in like beautiful surroundings, especially that first level where you're driving along the side of the beach and all that sort of thing. Like it just felt like it was supposed to be a nice drive up the coast when you start that game. So
awesome.
Having those options makes it really great. And then what else did I play this week? Let me go look. Oh, I've been playing more Smash Brothers Ultimate. Just learn to go with it and not worry about the fact that I don't know what's going on.
Did you learn more of the controls? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I sat and watched the video you guys told me.
The tutorial video.
I'm not very good at them yet.
It really helps.
Good at them yet, but I am getting better.
It's good to have a refresher, and the fact that that's the first thing that pops up when you load it up and just leave it on the title screen.
I think that's the thing with me is that I don't, it's for me in a game is normally as soon as the title screen pops up, I press start. Like I just don't think about it.
Same.
Because I mean the game does have an intro, and I watch that, and it's like, okay, now it's time to play. And I didn't know that was there, so I sat and watched that, and it's been good. I've been just sort of picking away at it and unlocking different characters, which is great. And I still don't fully. I don't know that I don't understand the spirit system as much as I don't think I want to take the time to really invest myself in it. The auto loadout, I've learned to stop worrying and love it. And so if it tells me like, well, you're at a disadvantage due to your spirits, like, okay, and it press plus or whatever the button is that does the auto loadout, and I go fight. I don't really care what's happening with the spirits. So, it's still a fun game. The music, I still can't get over the amount of music in that game.
Oh yeah,
and they're all great tracks. I've used the whole turn it off and just play the music feature a few times. Which the only thing that I wish they did do is because doing that is great, and that way you can hear all the tracks, but I kind of want to be able to see what the tracks are.
Yeah.
But if you just leave it to play on its own, your sleep settings will take over. So you can't, while it's playing music, and that makes sense. I think it would be crazy for them to turn them off, but your power down settings will take over if you don't touch the controller. So it's kind of like, I kind of want to be able to.
I thought it had a mode where you can turn the screen off.
That's what I just said. I literally just said that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But the system settings take over, and they stop.
System settings take over if you don't use the mode where you turn the screen off. Okay. So if you leave the screen on, which I'm saying I like to do because I like to see what the track name is.
Gotcha.
Your system settings will take over. So I mean, it's not a big deal, if you just have to sort of be mindful of it and just sort of tap the controller if you see the screen starting to go dark. But playing more of that, and then played some Sea of Thieves last night.
Whoa.
Kind of had some time, and it's been a big week, and it's like CJ's constantly bugging me to play Sea of Thieves, and it's like,
that's true.
You know what, I'll play a game that there's not a whole lot. I shouldn't say not a whole lot going on, but there's a lot of downtime where you can sit and just chat with your friends and that sort of thing. And CJ will be very excited because you've been bugging me to play for months.
That's true.
And guess who wasn't available last night?
Uh-oh.
Yep. Like to the point that I was afraid something was wrong.
Really?
Yeah, because you weren't answering anything, and of course I was hanging out with my new best friend Mike, and my old new best friend Mike, and he was trying to get hold of you too, and we couldn't. But that was a good night. We were on whatever the ship is for 2 people.
Yeah,
it's not a galleon. It's a
sloop. There are the brigantine. The brigantine is actually for 3 people.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, there was only 2 of us because somebody didn't show up.
Sorry.
And it was kind of fun because I haven't played it in quite a while. So of course we were doing some of the volcanic islands, which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea of the whole new like fog bank thing that happens, and we ran into a few rocks.
I hear you ran into some islands full speed.
The fog rolled in, and Mike's saying like he told me like, oh yeah, we haven't hit the fog yet. And I'm like, oh, there's fog, yeah. And so it rolled in, and we were like, well, how do we deal with this? Well, we put both sails down and we go full blast.
Yeah, of course,
because we agreed that the best way to deal with the fog was to get out of the fog as fast as possible.
YOLO.
YOLO. So, but it was really funny because we played for about 2 hours, and we sort of experienced everything. Like we got attacked by the Meg, and we killed that. We took out the Kraken. We took out a couple of skeleton ships. We ran into some islands full steam because of the fog. We had a lovely romantic rowboat out into the open ocean. At the end of the night, after we scuttled the ship, and I dove into the water and sank to the bottom before I logged off. So it was all great. It was a good time. That game's fun. They've really amped up the whole you're getting a reward every 5 seconds thing for people who haven't done a lot in the game yet.
Really?
I was getting commendations left and right last night.
Huh.
That is for sure. Yeah, especially if you're on a crew with somebody who knows what they're doing, you're going to get a lot.
That's just it. Like there was, I thought I took a screenshot last night and I didn't, but we were going somewhere, and I was just letting Mike do everything. He was steering, he was rigging, like manning the sails and putting them up and down and adjusting them. And then I found the point emoji or whatever it is, where
emote,
the emote, and I took what I thought was a great screenshot, only to realize I didn't take a screenshot. But it's just a picture of my character standing right on the bow? Is that the front of the ship?
Yeah.
Right on the bow of the ship, pointing forward dramatically.
Yes.
And you can see Mike in the background futzing around with the rigging and the
That's
really great. It was really great.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it. I'll have to catch the next time you play, which hopefully will be sooner
rather than later. And
by
the way,
a lot of the changes that you're talking about, like rewards for everything, not only that, but when you killed the Kraken or the Meg, it actually gives you treasure now, which did not used to be the case.
It was new, and that's because at the end of the night, when the Megalodon showed up, which of course playing with Mike, and he knows where all the musical cues are,
all the sounds, yeah.
He says, "Oh, the Megalodon's about to appear." And then I happened to turn and saw it sort of leap out of the water and started to circle us. And right at the same time, a skeleton ship rose up out of the waves. And so we were fighting that, but we were very low on resources. Like there were the battle probably took about, I don't know, 15 minutes. A lot of that time was spent repairing holes, bailing, looking for resources in barrels that were floating by.
Yeah.
And Mike jumping off the boat. Boat, getting extra cannonballs and bananas and things like that. It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time.
Good.
Yeah. Before we move on,
we
were supposed to do this at the top of the show and we didn't, so I'm going to do it now. This show gave away 2 PlayStation Classics and a flip grip as part of a donation for Extra Life, and I drew those names late. Well, the very end of December. And I've been having trouble getting hold of one name, so we haven't sent anything out yet. And I really like to. I think he's a listener, but I'm looking for Matthew Hall, who donated to me. It was a fair amount.
Yeah.
And please, if you could reach out through Twitter or through the show or through Extra Life, please let me know a mailing address to send that. So I just want to throw that out there because I happen to remember this. We're sitting here talking about that was what I played this week. So
cool. Alrighty, well, Phil.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
Well, I played more some Outrun, of course, because I am a right-thinking individual who knows a good game when he sees it.
That game is so good.
And Outrun
It
is
so good.
good. Glad to have Outrun
It has
available.
aged very well, I think,
another
too.
platform.
Oh, it so has.
Outrun's so good. I'm a big fan of Outrun. I also picked up new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe for the Switch, which I've just played a little bit of. I admittedly played through that game on Wii U.
Yeah,
but
you didn't play the new Super Luigi U stuff.
I did not play Luigi, so I will be playing some of that as well. That's a fun little game.
This is my opinion on New Super Mario Brothers U. I think I've probably said it on this podcast. I think it's the best side-scrolling Mario platforming since the 16-bit days.
Right. Well,
since the 16-bit days. Like they haven't done a great, like the new Super Mario Brothers series has been good, but U was my favorite of all of those. And
I couldn't
Luigi
get in.
U also is just great.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the Wii new Super Mario game.
Me neither.
I didn't get into that one, but I did enjoy the Wii U version. So
yes,
and this is a good excuse for me to play the Luigi.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and it has a fun challenge mode that is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and it's got like a little invincibility mode, I guess,
for the kids.
Like you can play as what's it, Nabbit? Is that
Nabbit.
the little rabbit thing's name? You can play as him, and he's invincible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't messed around with that yet, so
okay.
Finn might get a kick out of that then if he can just like goof around in that.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
But other than that, like I played a little more EDF, which continues to be awesome because it's EDF and
sure.
And but I did pick up the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo.
Yes.
I played that last night.
Me too.
Yeah. Greg, you did not play this? Well, he's gone. So Greg is gone, but he did not have that on his list.
He did not have that.
Assuming he did not play this. So the gimmick of this demo is that you download the demo, and it was like what 7
gigs,
7 gigs, a little over 7 gigs. And when you start the demo, you have half an hour to play it.
Yeah, and it's pretty good about messaging that, hey, once you start, you have a half hour.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a countdown clock in the pause screen, and things like that. So I thought that was good. But you have a half hour.
Yeah. And then once your half hour is up, that's it.
It fades to black.
Yeah. Shows a little like clips of like, oh, here's what's coming up in the game. And then you can't play it anymore. It's a one-shot demo, like it says on the tin.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
because it's an always online. It checks online.
Yeah. So you might as well just delete it because you ain't playing it no more.
Yeah. Unless,
but I played it.
Special for having it when the retail game comes out.
Well, presumably it will still have the information on your.
I suppose you're right.
Hard drive.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I started it up, stood in the main corridor for 30 minutes, and then
sure.
It faded to black. So I'm not sold on this game.
That's not really what you did.
No, that's not what I did at all. So so you played it?
I did. Yeah, I played it.
And so I guess spoilers, I guess.
Kinda.
Yeah, it was in as much as demo. So I guess there is a legit end to the demo, from what I understand.
Okay. I didn't get to it.
I didn't either. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Because I was in the middle of just kind of walking through halls when my timer gave up on me.
Same.
But how far did you get? What happened in your game?
How far did I get? I got to a place in the police station where there was C4.
Okay.
And I didn't know what to do with that. So I ran back down to some of the earlier hallways, and that's where it ended.
Okay, so you got, I think, a little farther than I did. So this demo This is Resident Evil 2. This is the remake of Resident Evil 2.
Right.
It
does a remake and reimagining at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It's not a 1-1 remake.
Right.
But I'm assuming it's gonna. I have no idea. Is the game gonna start the same way that classic RE2 started?
I think so.
Yeah, because this demo started. It starts with a little text screen, sort of bringing you up to speed on what has happened.
But really, there were only like 2 or 3 scenes before the one demo, anyway. So
yeah, I mean, it starts with you in the police station.
Yeah.
You don't get the whole like going into the gun shop.
No,
I haven't got a clue.
I assume that'll be in there.
The entire town was infested with zombies. You don't get that.
They had the text, right? They had like a text scroll or whatever.
Yeah, it basically just says, your characters got separated.
Yeah.
Now you're in the police station. Have fun.
Yeah.
So I just I was bouncing around. I found one of the keys.
I found 2 keys.
Oh, really? I see. I only found 1 key. I think the spade key.
Okay. I found that one too. Yeah.
And then I was kind of heading back downstairs to use it, and got the demo yanked away from me.
Okay.
So
okay.
But what do you think of this game?
Well, I love Resident Evil 2.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question.
Tell you.
Resident Evil 2, we can agree, is an outstanding video game.
Outstanding video game. I think it is my favorite in the series. And, I played a little bit of 4, and 4 just didn't click with me as it has with so many people. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah. But I love the second one.
That's wrong, though.
I guess I just didn't play enough of it, maybe.
Or not clicking with you. That is incorrect.
I just didn't play enough of it, I think.
4 is really good, CJ.
I've heard that. I've heard plenty of that, but I love 2. And
2 is great.
I finished that with both characters and really enjoyed the heck out of it. I own the Versus books guide for that game. I really love Resident Evil 2. And,
right.
I was very excited about this remake, and I'm still excited about it because it looks great. It plays great. Although I think, especially in the 21st century, like looking back at some of the things like the puzzles in the police station, it's like, why did they make a police station with this setup, right?
Yeah.
You have to turn keys on a statue and all that stuff. So, I love it. I want to play it. It unfortunately gave me motion sickness.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. And I think part of it is the field of view. So I downloaded the demo again on the PlayStation 4 because I played it on the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
Played through it. And now I can download it again on the PS4 and do it again. It's not exactly one shot in that case.
Right.
And I'm going to play with the field of view sliders because somebody on Reset Era told me that they also got motion sickness and they bumped the field of view setting and it helped quite a bit. So I want to see if that happens for me because I'm so excited about this remake.
Right.
I want to play it. I just am not sure if it's gonna make me ill or not. We'll see.
Okay.
But I loved what I played. It was really fun. And different than RE2. It felt different enough. It's like it feels like the same thing, only it's different. It's I'm doing new stuff here.
Right.
So I liked that part of it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Got into the weapons lockers and did the whole keypad thing. And it was.
Oh, man. So you did way more than I did.
Oh, you didn't do that?
No.
What? Okay.
No, I was just running around to all the rooms I could get into, and
well, you didn't go into the weapons locker then.
Shooting zombies. I did not. I did not get the shotgun. I think I found the weapons locker,
but you didn't have
but I didn't have the code to get in.
Oh,
is it a code or
key card?
Okay. You know what? I found the key card, but I was not able to get back to where I had to go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I got in there and got the shotgun and blasted some zombies. It was quite fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was Like towards the end of my run, Greg, you're back. We're talking about the Resident Evil 2 demo.
I didn't get a chance to try that before the show.
But like I got to the part where they were warning me about the lickers.
Yes.
And I was walking down the hall where you see one of them kind of like scuttle past the window.
Yep.
And you're just like, what is that? And I did not encounter a licker though.
I did not either.
Before the demo ended on me.
Yeah.
But it seems really good.
It does seem really good. If I can get around the whole motion sickness thing, I'd love to play this.
Oh, God, it's just the conversation I missed.
That's right. So we'll see on that. But it was a great demo. Great demo.
Are you picking it up?
A good gimmick too. I'm gonna replay it on PlayStation 4, like I said. See if it makes me sick.
Assuming you can adjust the sliders.
Yeah, assuming I can get around that. Yes, I'm buying it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Is that it?
I don't know if I'm going to get it right away.
No,
I definitely won't be.
I mean, it's great.
It is great.
It's really, I mean, it was really cool. A lot of fun.
It's got the Tofu Survivor in it.
It's got Tofu Survivor in it.
Tofu Survivor. Oh my God.
It's got Hawk. Yeah.
You know what though?
What?
I don't, and call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Thank you. I don't know if I want to deal with Resident Evil 2 right now.
No.
And let me tell you why. Resident Evil 2 is, well, like I said, the original game is fantastic. One of my favorite games.
Yeah.
This remake looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Plays super well. Looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. Like I said, I really enjoyed the demo. But man, I was playing through that demo.
Yeah.
And
I think I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
What am I going to say?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, so
didn't have enough bullets, or you had
no. It's not even that.
Choice on what you picked up and not.
No, it's not even all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to deal with being stressed out.
Yeah.
Oh, the stress. Okay.
This game, because you know what? So much of the game now, because you have the flashlight.
Yes.
Which I don't think was a thing in the original game, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So much of this game is you walking around darkened corridors with your little flashlight shining on areas, looking around for zombies. And the whole 30 minutes I played, I'm super tense. I'm tensed up. I'm a little ball of nerves. And every time I hear a little clatter or moan or something coming up behind me, I'm just like, God,
Gina?
And as I'm playing it, I'm like, this is great. This is a really well done game. I don't know if I want to spend 15 or 20 hours all tensed up. I don't need, man, life's difficult enough. I don't need my entertainment giving me anxiety attacks for 20 hours.
I hear that.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And like I said, the game is beautifully done. But geez, man, I don't want to deal with that.
I didn't think it was as like I didn't really have any jump scares.
No,
no, not really. No,
I had a couple parts where just but something I noticed is that the zombies don't seem to stay as dead as they did in the old game.
You have to do multiple shots.
Like I would shoot a guy in the head 5 times and he would go down. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. And then as I'm walking around the room, and if I leave and walk back in or something, I'll walk by him. Oh, there's that guy I shot in the face 5 times, and I walk past him, and suddenly it's like, well, I'm still alive.
Oh,
really?
Just
come on, man!
I never went back in any rooms that I
really
went out of. So
oh man,
I didn't see this.
Yeah,
what I'm wondering is, are there any differences between the demo and the full game? Ammo seems fairly plentiful. In the demo, if you search around, I know there are dead bodies, ammo on it.
Well, I think they bumped up the ammo count for the demo, is what I remember reading.
I'm wondering, if they did,
because there was a lot of ammo in that demo.
Yeah, I really get nervous when I don't have enough ammo.
Yeah,
because I don't really like doing melee combat with the zombies.
Right.
So
Did you find the knife? I'm assuming you found the knife.
Found the knife, of course.
Yeah.
And I found the shotgun, and so I had 2 guns plus the knife, and I'm just wondering. And in the demo, they have like a gunpowder pickup as well. You can combine 2 of them to make more bullets, which is okay too. Yeah. But I'm just wondering, how plentiful is the ammunition in this?
I'm assuming it'll be less so in the full game.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that, I guess.
But I don't know if I want to.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to stress myself out for 15 or 20 hours.
Okay.
I no matter how good the game is, and this one, judging by the demo, looks like it's going to be outstanding.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know.
We've talked about a 30-minute demo now for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we could go back to talking about Randy Pitchford's
no, that's okay.
Magic tricks.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just get me in a convertible out on a beach. Let me drive around for a while.
There you go.
That's
an easy time.
To some sound showers. That's all I want out of life.
Sound shower.
And let them be magical too.
Well, are there any other kind?
No.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Randy Pitchford was looking at a magical sound shower. Except it wasn't so much sound. But
yeah. All right. Is that all you got?
That's all I've been playing. Okay. I got what's it? Ace Combat 7's coming out later this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I got that. I got that ordered.
Cool.
I'm very excited about that. Comes out on Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
And well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, because the Ace Combat games are fun.
They are.
The Ace Combat games are weird. And
is this
they're
one
fun.
Gonna be weird? Is this?
Oh yeah. Oh, did you not watch the trailers for it?
I didn't watch the trailer.
It's definitely going to be kind of out there. That kind of like weird sort of heightened realities, sort of weird ass technological crap wrapped around a that pseudo realistic setting. But it totally looks great. I'm excited for it, and I am really tempted to pick up a flight stick for it.
You mentioned that last week.
Yeah. They had the $200 flight stick, which.
So you're not going to buy RE2 at launch, but you'll buy a $200 flight stick.
Yeah, well, you know what? The $200 flight stick's not going to make me,
not going to stress you out.
Myself. Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's not stressing me, and it's bringing me joy.
Yeah,
not an anxiety.
I get it.
I
get it.
Come on. I don't need that. But man, if I'm sitting in VR playing jet vrooms, zoomy stuff,
jet vroom zoomy,
yeah, and I got my flight stick going. Come on,
yeah,
that's living the dream, man. That's living in the danger zone, man.
Right on the highway,
not
in the danger zone. You're on the highway to it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You ever be on the highway to the danger zone, CJ?
Nope. Can't say that I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's a good ride. Merge on, my friend.
I will.
Merge on.
Yeah.
You might have to speed up there, Grandpa.
All you need to get is one of those rolling starts.
Oh.
It's
true.
True. Rolling start. It's like that old outrun game.
Are you done?
Nope. Rolling star.
Alrighty.
Rolling star.
I've been playing Smash Brothers Ultimate as well.
Yeah.
Even though CJ's playing yet? Jesus.
That's right.
Nope.
I played with Charlotte this morning. Actually, we played a whole bunch. And the great thing about it is, the great thing about Smash in general is the amount of settings that the game has. And you can really customize things to your situation. So, for instance, started up Smash Brothers. We both got on team. We did a team smash, so it was just us two versus a computer controlled opponent.
Yeah.
And of course, my daughter sometimes just likes to sit down in the environment and not fight. And so it was more fun for her to play where I'm playing against the AI and she's just grabbing items or sitting down as Zelda. And that worked out just fine.
Yeah.
Just fine. And we had a lot of fun. Unlocked a bunch more characters in the game as well.
Very nice.
Yes. Had a lot of fun with it. That game is just fun. It's just fun. I finally remembered how to drop items too. It's
congratulations.
The L trigger. Anyway,
yeah, this is like the grab button, right?
Yeah, I didn't remember when I was playing it before. Anyway, I also loaded up the game Below. Yeah, by Cappy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
You might remember this game because it was announced a long time ago. A very long time ago. And then they showed it at a couple different shows and then said, okay, we're going dark with the game and we're not going to come back out and talk until the game is like very close to release. And that's what they did. And the game came out in December on the Xbox and is part of Game Pass.
Yeah.
The always excellent Game Pass service. And so I downloaded it to check it out.
Yeah.
Because I had heard that it was like, an indie Zelda type game.
Yeah.
And that sounds like Zelda 1. We're talking old school. And that is relevant to my interests. So downloaded it and started it. And I think not a whole lot of people have talked about the game, and I don't think it reviewed all that well. But I don't know how it's sold, but I'm not sure if it's sold well. But anyway, the game makes a very odd first impression. And it is literally 3 to 5 minutes of music, and just like at first it looks like a star field, and then it's you zoom in and it's an ocean and you're sailing in a ship, and it literally goes for 3 or 4 minutes with nothing. And you can skip the cutscene, but you have to sit through about a minute longer of sailing before you get to the actual game, and it just makes a very strange first impression. If you downloaded this on Game Pass and you knew nothing about the game and you started it, you'd be like, what am I playing? Like, what am I playing here? But once you actually get to the game, it is sort of like an indie style take on Zelda 1, where you collect your items, and it's sort of got a survival element to it too, where you collect things and then have to craft health items and whatnot at campfires that you reach in the game, sort of like a checkpoint. Yeah. And when you die, of course, a new person comes to the island, and you start completely afresh. Wow. So it's sort of like a roguelike in that respect. But a really interesting game. It didn't make a great first impression, but I gave it some time, and it's growing on me. But
like a rash.
that question mark at the end of that statement doesn't really inspire me with confidence.
Well, here's the thing about it, though. Like survival style games where you have to craft items and stuff, like I just like that. It has to be like very intuitive. Otherwise, I kind of completely lose interest in that. Yeah. Like I don't know if I'm alone in that on this podcast, but like games like Don't Starve.
Right.
I like what they're doing, but I just can't get invested in.
Couldn't get into Don't Starve at all.
Me neither. Yeah. And I know there are people who love Don't Starve, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
But so I'll play some more of this and see how that goes. But yeah, it's a game that doesn't really have a whole lot of tutorial information either. It just sort of expects you to learn the systems and gameplay, which is interesting. Anyway. That's it on that. Well, how about we do?
That's all you've been playing?
That's all I've been playing.
All right then.
I mean, Sea of Thieves, but we talked about.
Hey, anyway. Why do you want a PC all of a sudden?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about
PC. Get this out of the way.
CJ gets on Twitter the other day, and he's just like, Where do you buy a computer?
Where do you buy computer, please?
Why do you want to? Because you've been a Mac boy since I've known you.
Yeah.
And now you're all like, I want an actual computer.
Because CJ doesn't want the hassle of drivers and different hardware configurations. That's why he doesn't game on PC.
That's right. That's why
he has said multiple times.
Yep.
That's why I don't. I don't want to build my own PC. I don't want to do any of that. But I do want a gaming PC.
And why? Why do you want a gaming PC? Come on. Come on.
To play video games.
Like what game interests you that is not available on consoles?
What game interests me that's not available?
Or what game do you want to play on PC?
If someone says you saying I want a gaming PC, that means there has to be a game or a series of games that are pushing you to get a gaming PC. Yeah. What is that? What is the top game?
The top game.
You can say Sea of Thieves. We're just waiting for you to admit it. It's
not a top game. Really, I just want to be able to play some of the indie games on Steam at home instead.
That's it.
I have a gaming PC at work, and I want to be able to play those at home, including things like Realm Royale or Dauntless, which I absolutely love the look of, and it's coming to consoles this spring. But
you can spend $2,000 to play it now.
Played a little bit of it at work and want to play more of it. So yeah, things like that are pushing me to wanting to make a PC. So what's your suggestion?
Build your own PC.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No, listen. You're not listening to me.
No.
You're not listening to me.
No.
As a former Mac boy, I won't play PC games guy. Actually, Kevin Larrabee was the one who helped me when I decided to build a PC about 3 years ago. Yeah. It's the easiest thing in the world.
I don't want to do it.
Easiest thing in the world.
That's not true.
It's so easy.
That's not true because I already bought a pre-build from Newegg. So
God damn it.
There you go.
I hope you have nothing but driver issues.
We'll see how that goes when it arrives later this week.
So easy to build your own PC.
Well, I'm sure that it is.
I did it, and you know how technical I am.
I'm not into it. No.
Okay.
Don't want to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm getting a gaming desktop PC, an iBuyPower PC. It's a Core i7.
Jesus.
3.2 gigahertz. It's got NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM, 240 gig SSD.
What
do games?
It'll be VR ready.
Can you tell me what any of those numbers and letters mean, CJ?
The biggest ones you can find. We all know. Bigger is better.
Yeah, that's right. Bigger is better, right?
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be here this week, and I'll talk about it on the show next week.
Okay. Well, that's very
exciting times. Yeah,
very exciting for you.
Well, thank you. I didn't want to build my own PC. Don't want to. And
can I make a suggestion? Play the Messenger.
What's that?
Play the Messenger.
Play
that
the
on your list. Put that on your list.
The Messenger's on Switch.
Messenger's good. I don't care. Play it on your PC.
Also on Steam.
Play it on the PC.
Yeah, okay.
You can play it on Steam. Yeah.
I will say though, yeah, even like navigating to find a pre-built machine, it's clear that nobody does that because it's hard to navigate even that space. So yeah, I know that people do it. And of course all the gaming PCs have like crazy neon crap.
Oh, don't do that.
Did you get an awesome case?
No, I didn't. No.
Cut out of the side.
Civic now?
No, and I did not get a keyboard that has rainbow.
One side has like the Biohazard logo cut out of it,
but that's the
LED shining through.
That's totally PC gaming culture. Is like gaudy stuff like that.
And I hope you got some
PC gaming culture.
It is a bit of PC gaming.
Did you get some gamer fuel to slam while you're updating your drivers?
Some dew.
But I did notice. So
did you get a controller or a gaming mouse that's endorsed by Fatality?
Yeah. By the way, so I was talking with some people about buying a PC, obviously, and I talked with your friend Mike, my friend Mike as well. said, "Hey, I want to buy a gaming PC," and like the minute that escaped my hands as I typed it on the keyboard, he said, "I'm going to return an Xbox One." And he did. He returned his Xbox One X.
Because that's an awful lot of money to pay to play Fallout 76 for 5 days.
That's true. That's true.
Jeez.
Yeah, he played it a bit more than 5 days.
Okay.
But he was able to return it. And yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, he returned his Xbox One X and I bought a PC. So
Crazy.
good times. Anyway, what do you say we do some tweets?
Let's do it.
Twiddly diddly dee, a twiddly diddly dee, a tweet.
Weirder and worse every week.
That is. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mathman 1024. With AGDQ 2019 finishing up, which I watched some of that.
Awesome games done quick for
Awesome
anyone
games
wondering.
done quick. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a speedrunning event they hold twice a year. They do
Yeah.
one in January, one in July, and it's a lot of fun to watch. They do speedruns of fantastic stuff.
They do. It's for charity, right?
For charity,
Yes.
And all right, I'll continue reading this tweet. With AGDQ 2019 finishing up, is there a game that you could speedrun or would like to attempt to speedrun, i.e. learn all of the tricks and shortcuts and spend hundreds of hours perfecting?
No.
I have. This is terrible. I have beyond zero interest in speedrunning.
Yeah. I think it's.
Yeah.
I'm. If it's a game that I'm interested in, and I know it's already a short game, like I heard, I think they did a Sonic run this year.
Yeah.
I'll sit and watch that. Because I'm interested in that game, and I know a lot about that game.
Yeah.
Having played it for probably hundreds of hours over the last 25 years.
Right.
And I know the game's short anyway.
Yeah.
So to see a speedrun, I know is not going to be a huge time investment.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like there are games that, especially 20 years ago, that I was good enough at that I would consider doing a non-glitch or whatever you want to call it, like no shortcuts. So there were games that I would sit and play through for an hour and I knew I'd finish it every time. But no, I was never ever interested in learning, how to skip whole areas. Super fascinating to watch. The people that do the awesome games done quick, like even if you don't watch the whole thing, some of the tricks you see going on there, just like, wow, like how do you even begin to sort this out? Like, and really impressive, and loads of respect for the people who do that. But no, I have zero interest in learning to do that myself.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
In my younger days, I used to do things like, finish Super Metroid in under 2 hours or whatever it was to get the different ending.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested in doing any of that now.
No.
And maybe it's my age. And you watch some of the speedrunners on HGQ, and they're obviously young.
CJ doesn't have that much time to devote to a single game.
Yeah,
exactly.
No.
Right.
800 hours for a single game.
Yeah, forget it.
That's
Forget
crazy. It's crazy talk. Yeah.
I mean, okay. You know what? I should amend that. CJ doesn't have that much time to devote to a single game, in the hopes of accomplishing something.
There you go.
Yeah. If he's going to put,
if it's a treadmill, CJ's there.
Yeah. He's going to put if he's going to put hundreds and hundreds of hours into a game, he better have nothing to show for it.
Yeah. Which goes nicely into this one from Hacker Alias PX Sausage, who says, with AGDQ having just wrapped up, I got to thinking, when will Super PAC start speedrunning Sea of Thieves? And what the hell does speedrunning Sea of Thieves look like?
Jumping off the boat and sinking.
Basically. No, there are people who
accomplish the exact same thing you accomplish in a 5-hour session.
So once your character becomes a pirate legend, which is reaching level 50 in 3 factions, you get access to a new faction called Athena Rep, and you can get special legendary voyages. And so there are people who speedrun those. And what that looks like is a single crew either splitting up and like cannoning themselves to different islands and just tapping the treasure chests on the X marks the spot maps because it counts. You don't actually have to dig it up and cash it in. You just tap it and then you go. You found it technically.
That's pretty.
And so there are people who do them very quickly that way. I really have no interest in doing that. So yeah, I won't be speedrunning Sea of Thieves anytime soon. All right.
Hey, before we're going, Hacker Alias Sledge in the chat asked earlier what I thought of that new Nomad-looking portable Genesis that was shown at CES this week.
Yeah.
Or last week. I think it's awesome. It looks really cool. I hope it has a good screen and I hope it has good emulation. And it's got like a PAL switch and everything on it too. So it looks like a Nomad. It looks like a thin Nomad.
Does it just play Genesis games or?
It looks like it, yeah. What I will say though is these are all great.
Soulja Boy offering it online.
What I will say though is, and what I really want to see, and I know that there are a couple systems that are sort of in the works. Man, they got to start doing some alternatives for disc-based systems.
Yeah,
those are the ones, at least in my collection, that are falling apart. Like I need a replacement for Sega CD hardware, and by replacement, I don't mean one that still happens to be working.
Right.
I need something that's going to play my old discs.
Right.
Same with my Saturn, and PlayStation not so much because that line is still alive and you still got backwards compatibility happening. But that to me is what I'd be more excited about. Still excited to see it, and it's got that nostalgic feeling because it looks like a Nomad. But yeah, I'm more interested. I would love to see a good, relatively cheap replacement for my Sega CD.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or TurboGrafx CD, same thing.
Yeah,
I just dug this up this past week.
Ooh, that is
Mega Man for Game Gear.
If you're on the YouTubes, yeah,
that's my experience.
This is my Mega Man Game Gear cartridge from the good folks at US Gold. Not even a Capcom joint. This one,
and it plays like it's from US Gold.
It is not good.
It
is not good, but we'll just put that right back there in my little Game Gear case and file that away under M
for never play
for my game that I just found.
Okay. Hacker alias Grim Grinning Guy says, any of you guys getting Anthem next month? We talked about Destiny. Now
there's a chance I pre-ordered it. I don't know.
I am
probably not though.
Yeah,
probably not.
CJ,
I don't know.
Are you?
I don't know. There's the thing about Anthem.
Great choice of question. Any of you guys getting this game?
Nope.
The thing about Anthem is this game comes out in about a month. Comes out on the 22nd, same day as Crackdown, and
yeah, right.
I don't feel like there's been very much marketing around that game for the size of. Like it's a BioWare game, and it's supposed to be like a Destiny style shooter.
Isn't it supposed to be basically their Destiny? Like, isn't it supposed to be?
Supposed to be, yeah. I just don't feel like there's been enough marketing.
You're busy putting in the battle royale mode.
The
dancing.
I don't think so because there's not even any PvP in Anthem.
Do you even PvP, bro?
Do you even PvP, bro? Exactly. There's no deathmatch, no team deathmatch, no capture the flag. So is it even really a game? I don't know.
Really a game?
I don't know. If I'm picking it up, we'll see.
Ugh.
Anyway, let's wrap up with this one from Hacker alias Lolmanade.
That's a great name.
Who says, where does Nintendo go post-Switch with its consoles? I've grown accustomed to its play anywhere in nature and would have trouble going back to being tethered to the TV whenever I wanted to play something.
I don't know, but I mean, who could have guessed that this was where they were going to go with the consoles in the first place? Yeah. I mean, they've been taking left turns since the Wii. I mean, the Wii U and the Switch are all not what you would have expected when you watched the progression from NES to Super Nintendo to N64 to GameCube. Like,
sure.
that was all very traditional. They were a little behind when they went to disc, but other than that,
but they were untraditional with their handhelds after GBA, DS,
yeah,
3DS.
True.
Yeah,
but I mean, DS was kind of around the same time that they were switching to Wii as well.
Yeah.
So they just went their own way. They really went their own way.
Yeah.
So God knows they'll do something that none of us knew was the right idea.
Right.
And it'll turn out to be the right idea again.
I agree with that. I think it probably won't be going back to just a thing in front of the TV that plays games.
No,
it'll be something
that.
It'll be something else, or it'll offer something else that you don't even know you want.
Yeah.
You don't even know you want it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. I guess that's it.
Can I have to. I have to do this. So.
What's that?
I just want to say that, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers here and most of our listeners probably know because I wasn't quiet about it this week. We lost my dad earlier this week. As of this recording, it's been almost exactly a week since we lost him. And I just want to say thank you for all the people who even reached out with like notes saying, thinking of you, sorry for your loss, that sort of thing. It seems so cliche. And after a while, you don't really know how to respond besides saying, thank you so much for sending this. But they all did mean a lot. There's so much like hate and drama and everything on the internet, but it's in times like these where I was really thankful for the community that we've built through Player One, through Extra Life, through my Twitch channel. I just want to say thank you to, like I said, everyone from just sending a note to say sorry for your loss to there were some people who showed extreme acts of kindness over the last week. There were some people who immediately started donating to Extra Life. We raised like $860 this week.
Wow. Nice.
There were a couple who hang out on all my Twitch streams every week. There are a couple scoops. You guys know them, Jessica and Joey.
Yep. Of course.
Great people who've been very generous in general. But one of the things they did that I loved is that normally on my channel, when people make donations, I say, please pick a game to play. And they're listeners of the show. And I've told stories on the show before about how my dad loved the game 1942. So they donated. They made a very generous donation, said play 1942 for Jim, which was great. And also want to call out Ryan Bossman, who's a fellow Extra Lifer in Ontario. He and his wife, Katie, I met them down at Extra Life United in Florida years ago. And we've remained really close, and they're really great friends. And Ryan took over my Twitch channel for one night this past week because he knew I wasn't going to. And he did a lovely intro about my dad and about me and about our friendship. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody. It didn't have to be as grand a gesture as that. It really was as much as saying, hey man, really sorry to hear about your loss. So that's all. I just want to say thank you because I feel like this is the platform that's built up that community that has been so supportive this week. So I want to say thank you directly to that community.
Awesome.
All right.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website, player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find Generation 16 episodes.
Kind of took a break on the one that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
But I'm getting it back into it this week.
Nice.
Indeed. And you will find links to the things that we talked about each episode. We got show notes and stuff like that. If you clicked on them last week, you went to the behind the music on the New Kids on the Block. And you don't want to miss that.
A lot of flack for that. I didn't mean to say we were all fans. I'm just saying we all heard their music. That's all.
Sure.
I did not know. I don't know any New Kids songs. I'm sorry.
Just the one.
I know I know the part. I know the the right stuff. And
yeah, one you need to know.
That's it. That's all I know of that song.
You're not singing "Please Don't Go Girl." All right, then
more than she's letting on.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, go to our website, get you some show notes. We got links to everything in there, including all sorts of crazy stuff, unrelated to what we talked about even. And you'll find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss video games and TV shows and other stuff with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up the Apple Podcast application. You can also head over to the App Store and invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. It gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for you as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You can find that right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. I guess we are on Spotify.
I told you.
Yes.
Someone tweeted at us and was like, what are you idiots talking about?
Check out this screenshot. You're on Spotify.
We're also on Spotify. So I guess we're on Spotify. So you can Spotify us. If that's is that what you do? You Spotify? You Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah. You Spotify.
Yeah.
You can also check out archives of our show and watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 podcasts. And if you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ, loading up on Dramamine.
I'm gonna need it for Resident
Evil 2's coming out.
Yeah.
And he's loading up on Dramamine. And you know what? I'm loading up on some Zoloft.
Why not? Just for the fun of it.
Same reason.
Resident Evil 2.
CJ and I are going to be playing through Resident Evil 2, but we're going to need a lot of Dramamine, a lot of Zoloft. So please dig deep, folks. Hey, but you know what? The your Patreon funds do, of course, go to help keep our lights on.
True.
Keep everything running around here. And you do get access to a special bonus podcast after show. Every week we do an after show.
That's right.
Where we play games, we crack wise, we dish out industry secrets. You know, who's on whose magical podcast, doing, you know, whatever lurid things that they do. You know,
This week, it's a guessing game from the January 1999 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly.
We should bring back Fat Babies.
And CJ will be sharing what videos are on his secret medieval times
USB
flash drive. Yeah.
They're all clips from Sea of Thieves. You're going to be very
exploring CJ's USB stick.
Going to be very disappointed.
It's all Sea of Thieves footage and anime music videos.
It's very lurid.
So please look forward to that, everybody.
Yeah.
But yes, so yeah, $5 and up Patreon supporters get all that fun. Yeah. Hey, and if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com, where you'll find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you for all the hard work that you do on that fantastic show. And yeah, that's it. CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Gregory.
Yo.
Spank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
And of course, a wonderful thank you to all of our fantastic listeners. And I guess we'll see all y'all.
See you next week.
Next week.
Bye, everybody.
Toodle-oodles. My